The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and crew was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night, when the ship's bell rang out, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling? Well, the wind in the wires made a tattletale sound when the wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November come stealing. The dawn came late, and the breakfast had to wait, when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing with rain in the face of a hurricane west wind. When supper time came, the old cook came on deck, saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed ya." At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up, or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and their daughters. Lake Huon rose, Superior sings in the rooms of her ice-water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen, and farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. And the iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November remembered. In a dusty old hall in Detroit they prayed, in the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times, for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they called Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early. All right, one more warm-up before we get going. How does it start? Come guess me this riddle, what beats pipe and fiddle, what's hotter than mustard and milder than cream? What best, what's your whistle, what's clearer than crystal, sweeter than honey and stronger than steam? What can make the dumb talk, what can make the lame walk, what's the elixir of life and philosopher's stone? And what helped Mr. Brunel to dig the Thames tunnel? Sure 'twasn't it whiskey from Mal de Dichon. So stick to the crater, the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. And boys, I half wonder if lightning and thunder was made from the plunder of whiskey, me boys.
Then it's like if you were still like the car's still running. You also fuck boy, but you stopped, like you pulled over to the side of the road. As done from tilling the fields. Fuck. Engine's still running, and then you had someone remove the automatic transmission and put a manual transmission in. If I just say a slur, Daddy Mountain, weirdness, I will destroy you. Do you understand that?
What?
Your audio source for your mic doesn't say
yeah
or obvious. It's gone. It's not game.
Yeah, whenever I make misspellings in there, I always just leave it on because it's fucking funny.
Oh my god.
All right. But hello, welcome in everybody. Thank you for coming on into the show today. I am, as always, the man, the myth, the dwarf himself, Horatius. Welcome in today, the wonderful, the multifaceted, the multi-skilled, the undeniable, the enduring, the one and only Tia Singer from End of the World Radio. Thank you for coming on to the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Let me kick that lo-fi back on that I forgot to turn on. All right. But yes, welcome. So before we get into the show proper, we want to burn a little bit of time, let folks sort of meander on in. But Tia, how the hell are you, and how you been?
I am cold and tired, but I am making do. So I've got coffee.
I just went ahead and cracked open a cold one since we're with the boys and all.
Oh, I do have a cold one in the fridge too.
I mean, mine's a Mountain Dew Kickstart, but you know.
Oh, well. I mean, I technically have non-alcoholic things in there.
Yeah. Probably
I think one
a couple
of
of Bavarian meat sticks. I'm sure a couple of cans of Celsius, and a bag of all dress chips. But we'll talk about that later. It's 7 a.m. Animated Armor, there is no problem with drinking in the morning. And if you think that there was one, then you should reassess the fact that you are the helm of your own ship, my boy. If you want to drink at 4 in the morning, then you should drink at 4 in the morning. That's your life to live.
I haven't been to bed properly yet. Therefore,
really?
It's still last night as far as I care. Yeah, like I literally crashed out for about an hour before this kind of thing.
Gotcha. Welcome in, everybody. Tomo, good to see you. Mr. Meme, Animated, Dragon Spartan, Tal, Corbelos. As you guys know, Dubs, hello. We are always prioritizing our guest on these streams. So after we get into the interview proper, understand I probably will not be recognizing you all exist, and that's okay.
It's okay. Chat is one amorphous entity. They aren't technically individuals anymore. Exactly.
But because we're not in the lecture anymore, I will give you guys your funny hee-hoo buttons. And Tia should hear them if you press them. So here, you can have all your funny buttons back.
Oh, didn't hear bird up.
Do you have the stream
That's unfortunate.
muted?
I do have the stream muted.
On Discord?
Oh, let me check on Discord. Ugh. Nope.
Curious.
That's odd. Do you have Discord muted in your sound mixer? Out of curiosity.
Everything should be coming through the same audio right now.
Oh, weird. Well, that's why we're having 5-10 minutes to check. What would do that? Oh, coffee good.
True.
Real science.
Audio gremlins being chased by audio goblin is the circle of life. Don't remind me, stars.
Are we gonna get
Jesus.
Are we gonna get a new audio jungle? But it's just audio goblin.
Well, depends. Do you want it like that, or would you like
Audio Goblin.
That never again, actually.
you know what? That's fair. That's fine. We'll go with option B.
Audio Goblin.
It's good. It's good. Working. That's irksome to me.
I honestly have no clue. Every time Discord barely manages to stay functioning for more than 5 minutes at a time, it's a fucking mirror. Especially lately.
Oh, what
God.
if I just share with you my mix it up? Will that play?
Oh, you know what it is? Your audio sources aren't set to monitor only, not monitor and output.
What?
So like in OBS, if you right click and bring up your advanced audio properties, there's drop downs next to each sword.
I gotta do a thing. The greatest adventure is what lies ahead. Today and tomorrow are yet to be said. The chances, the changes are all yours to make. The mold of your life is in your hands to break. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for coming on through today. I am the man, the myth, the legend, Horatius, the Dwarf. Welcome on into the show. I am interviewing the wonderful Tia Singer of Into the World Radio, almost Into the News Radio, Into the World Radio.
God, we can only wish.
But thanks for coming in, everybody. We're doing a little bit of tech shenanigans that we should have done before the stream started, but here we are.
Again, welcome to everything that comes back to me. It always comes back to audio shit.
Yep. All right. So you said where in the what now?
Yeah. So like right click on desktop audio. Just it doesn't matter where. Just so long as you right click on it and bring up your advanced audio properties. Then there's a drop down off to the right for things. If you set it to monitor only. Okay. It'll still come through your desktop audio and it'll still be picked up, but it means that everything should be picked up, not just the regular. That. Yeah. So chat, somebody play an audio bite for us, please, and we can test it.
Counter. Hello, rock and stone.
Yeah, I can hear that now.
All right. Oh, yeah. All right, so you hear all those? So that was from a follow. My life is very hard. All right, so we're just going to do monitor and output.
Hopefully that doesn't double the audio.
Let's find out. You guys hear Tia twice?
Hello, it's me. I am the double of the goblin.
There's that number again. Did you hear that?
Nope. Oh, wait. It's because you hit reset on the stream. What? One more, chat. Hit us with one more.
Anything
nope,
on that?
no. Mm-mm.
Well.
Yeah, we tried. One of these days, I'm actually going to sit down and have a full course, community college style, and show people how to use all my evil audio tricks.
That would be very cool and cash money. I'm curious if... Nah, fuck it, whatever.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's not. All right. Hello, everyone. Tia, I feel like I'm pretty warmed up. How about you?
I'm getting there. Like I say, I've actually downed a surprising amount of this coffee already.
So, I'll review a couple of things in the last minute or two before we get started. So, welcome to the Horatius Happy Hour, everybody. This is an interview show where I'm going to interview a good friend of mine, Tia Singer. I've got a bunch of questions that I want to ask about, a bunch of cool topics. If one of my mods can go above and beyond and grab all of Tia's socials and drop them and then pin them, please. That's something I should have done before stream started. My bad. That would be cool. So you guys can go check out Tia on all of the associated platforms that they perform on. They are an amazing creator. I don't associate with fools to begin with, but I do not have anybody on this show that I would not want every single person to know about. Please go watch Tia's stuff. Go listen to their stuff. They are fucking funny, insightful. If you couldn't tell, they're kind of fucking brilliant. Please go enjoy their stuff. But this show will have three main parts. First part is primarily a traditional Q&A. I'll have a bunch of questions. Tia and I will wax on probably too long about them because we both love to flap our lips. Probably too much. Thank you all for the follows and subs, by the way.
Tier 1 sub to Ducky Katsumi. This is their first gift sub in the channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can hear all of that. I can't hear the regular sound alerts. That's so weird.
So the reason why that is because those that you are hearing are playing through Stream Elements. And then the sound alerts are playing through Mix It Up.
That's so weird that it's not pushing the audio through the same source then.
Yeah.
I'll have to have a think on that.
I gotta take my gloves off because it's fucking with my hand tracking. All right, so first part of the interview was classic Q&A. Then we're gonna go into some heady topics, and then we'll finish off with some psychology shenanigans. So without further ado, let's take the apron off. Oop, wrong button. Okay, time to relax a little bit. But you actually had gloves on? Yeah, I was wearing some fingerless gloves because it's fucking cold. All right, so
Ain't that the truth?
You are I mentioned earlier, multifaceted, but also multi-fashioned person. I wanted to ask a little bit of very vain, shallow questions about your fashion.
Sure.
You are super lumberjack core and also fishnet core. You love both fishnets and lumberjack armor is what I like to call it. So what's up with that? What appealed to you to that? And I'm curious.
So, fun fact, I am very much a red state reject.
Uh-huh.
I grew up literally on the border of Arizona and Utah in a little town called Page. And it's literally a tourist trap kind of town where everything is outdoorsy. I literally think in the last 5 years they built 3 hotels in that place. It is that kind of thing.
That's a real bummer because that definitely just killed one of my future questions, which was, so I understand you're a bit of a page master.
God. Oh, no. Damn it.
But it's all good.
That would have been good. Damn it.
It's all good. This happens a lot.
Actually, I don't have any flannel on the current model, weirdly enough. All I've got is the fishnet. If I were to drag myself up here.
Well, you look fetching.
Yeah. Well, if I was smart, I would have actually gone for something more professional rather than casual, but whatever.
I mean,
we'll
you're
make
in
do
my
with
house.
what we
We're this is not, you ain't gotta, no need to gussy up for me. So good.
Real quick,
Please.
That lovely bean over there, Neko, has actually made a bunch of emotes for me. Is a lovely friend of the channel. It's her birthday today. And the only thing she asked for her birthday was for people to call her a good girl.
Okay. Should I say just Nico, or should I say the full name? Nakai Nico.
Just Nekai.
Okay, Nakai. All right. Nakai, hi. This is just for you. Everyone else, don't listen. Nakai, I truly platonically treasure my friend Tia. And when people that I meet have done good by people that I care about, those people are immediately on the good list for me. So while I'm no St. Nicholas, I have to tell you, happy birthday. And Nakai, you are a very, very good girl. Thank you.
Yeah, I think she just... Yep, there she goes. She just caught fire. Hell yeah.
Plus, I've been working on my... I'm bringing in a new streamer experience. You've heard of girlfriend experience. You've heard of boyfriend experience. I'm looking to start a new one. It's called FFE. It's for father figure experience.
Ah, I see. I thought that's where this was going.
Yeah. Such a stupid joke. So,
God,
is Typhlosion your favorite Pokemon, or was that just a single bit tweet?
No, that actually is one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite mons by far and away. Because believe it or not, the only Pokemon game I've ever played beginning to end was second generation Pokemon Crystal on the Game Boy Color.
Gotcha.
And the starter is Cyndaquil,
Mm-hmm.
which is, cute and all, but Jesus Christ, have you seen a giant flaming bear? Wait,
good.
hang on. Hold on. Exposing myself a little too much there.
New lore just dropped? He is actually a werebear?
Oh, see, that would be good new lore. God.
So, I mentioned all dress chips earlier because I've counted. Chat has bought you a package of all dress chips, I believe 3, maybe 4 times. In the past year and a half.
Does that count when they've bought like 2 packs? Because that has happened on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. So, I'm calling you out as a Kanataphile myself, or a Maple Taku. Are you also a Kanataphile? Do you also love the Great White North?
I happen to be a big fan of Kanukistan. I actually do. I actually really quite like Canada.
Yeah.
So, look, everybody goes on and on about the stupid ketchup chips. I think they're overrated. I think they're too sweet. I very, very, very much like the fact that all dressed are, for all intents and purposes, just barbecue cut with salt and vinegar.
Yep.
It's
got all the dresses.
They're fabulous. Yeah, they're great. Poutine's great. They're. I'm not gonna dive into that one. That one actually gets a weirdly political. But for the most part, I like a lot of Canada, even though they are,
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of war criminals. But that's neither here nor there. As I wear my coffee, God damn it.
So, this is a softball, right? But trans rights.
Yes.
That's the whole question.
If it has to be, literally, if it has to be asked, and chat goes, well, I don't agree, you're in the wrong house.
Yep.
I'm sorry. You should not be here.
Yeah.
Literally wearing a fucking NB necklace right now. Fuck off.
But now I will point out that wearing an NB for a necklace is a hate crime. So you probably shouldn't do that, Tia.
Look. All I'm saying is, as a radio host, I have a silver tongue, so having something around my head, it's not unusual.
next question. So keeping on the train of food, or other, cylindrical things that go into one's mouth. We have the best popsicle, and why is it Otter Pops?
Oh, I fucking love Otter Pops, man.
I know you do.
But is it the are they real Otter Pops or are they the off-brand Otter Pops? That's always the question.
Presumably they're the real Otter Pops.
Wrong answer.
Really?
It's always the off-brand. The off-brand are better.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that's because they're loaded with corn syrup compared to the actual Otter Pops, which are sugar-free.
Yeah. Kerbellis, Otter Pops are just a brand of the, push pops that you can get.
Did you know we've been opening them wrong the entirety of our lives?
Why don't you educate? Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me grab one out of my freezer here.
Pop off, Regent.
Let me grab one.
You eat otters covered in maple syrup? That depends on how handsome the otter is. This is now a gay bar joke. Tag being like, what?
Convenient that I got a green flavor here and everything as a goblin.
Of course, Short shows up right when I say that.
Let's see, Logitech Stream Cam.
There's no difference from the top or the bottom of a fucking whatever.
From an Otter Pop?
Yeah.
Again, did you know we were wrong when we were opening these? Because it's neither the top nor the bottom.
Right. You
snap them in half.
Snap them in half. Yeah. That's how I
did not know. I literally didn't know that was a fucking thing for years.
Oh, okay.
It took me until the ripe old age of 27 before somebody fucking went, hey, did you know you can open them this way? Use your teeth. You're just going to flay the sides of your mouth open.
Right. Yeah, no, I grew up really poor.
Wow.
Like many, I believe. But I discovered that was the main method. Wow, Kisa over here using scissors. How highfalutin is that?
Jeez.
So I had two methods. One is
you
break them in half like a fucking glow stick. The other that I developed over time and felt very smart for doing so, although it is not really like a good way of doing it. I broke it enough just to snap it, and then I would twist it, and both ends would push out at the same time. I thought I was very clever.
So, even though you just shot half of it across the floor?
No, they were both for my face.
How?
High what now?
Sure.
Highfalutin, Mr. Meme. Highfalutin. This is a hick term for snooty, snobby, or rich. Sometimes also referred to as top of the hill money.
Correct.
Because people who live on the top of the hill are wealthier.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say, Otter Pop and coffee does not mix.
I imagine it doesn't.
It's actually kind of gross.
Yeah, you said you were gonna get it, and I was like, that's a bold choice.
Well, that's why I needed the coffee to grow common sense again, but I didn't get that far. There's still half a cup of coffee.
Speaking of growing sense, next question: Varendell with the Mega Milk. How'd that happen? What's the story on that one?
I don't even rightly remember. I think the joke came up of doing a Rule 63 turnaround on him because somebody said something about Femindel or Varentity, I think was the other one. Between me and Seth, and I think Din was involved at one point. Basically, a bunch of friends. We all literally looked at him and went, "Oh, we can destroy his ass right here, right now."
Well, I can tell because I saw a brief stint for about a couple of weeks where Varendell got femmed like 4 times, which I thought was impressive. But the Mega Milk one definitely stung out to me.
That one lives in my head rent free. It makes me laugh like hell.
I have a very heady question for you.
Sure.
I've always interpreted you as a relatively closeted, but open to talk about
appreciator of classic literature. Is that a fair assessment?
I would say so.
Because I've rightly pegged you as a pretty well-read person, but I don't think that often comes to the forefront. So
not usually.
Yeah, I mean, how often do you find other people like me that are willing to talk about Shakespeare? So, on the matter of Shakespeare, or no, it's not Shakespeare. Never mind. Why is the best version of the Odyssey, "O Brother, Where Art Thou"?
Oh, I fucking love that movie.
I know you do.
It's the best version because it is, quite frankly, the most digestible version. Yes. Most people don't have half the brain cells to actually sit and listen to a retelling of the Odyssey or the Iliad in, God, a week, let alone 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
And it is not anywhere near as infinitely quotable as "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
Yeah.
Because I could look at you and go, I don't want fop, god damn it. I'm a Dapper Dan, man. And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I actually contemplated opening today's stream by singing "Oh Death." Because that shit, that hits hard. That's a good song.
That one is a good song.
That whole movie is nothing but banger songs, though.
It really is. Ugh. Fucking, I love that. I love that film so much. I watched it way too much. And have done since I was like 9.
So, speaking of movies that you love, and I feel like we're going to spend some time on this one.
I love films.
How Miyazaki getting his fucking proper respect this year at the Oscars with 2 wins, right?
About fucking time.
Agreed. Why does My Neighbor Totoro sit so important to you? Because I know you're a fan of pretty much all of his works, but from what I've gleaned, My Neighbor Totoro is the one you are like hold the closest. Is that correct?
Nope, not even close.
Okay.
I love My Neighbor Totoro. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But the one that actually lives closest to my heart is one of the oldest official Studio Ghibli films, which is Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind.
Let's go! I fucking love Nausicaa.
Yeah.
This shit is so good.
Love that. Oh, so fucking good. It is a prime example of Miyazaki being on his fucking shit. Yeah. With ecological terrorism and airplanes.
I agree. Porco Rosso is my personal favorite. Shoutouts to Van with the same opinion.
I love Porco Rosso so much.
Oh, it's so excellent. So excellent.
It's still my raid message.
Yeah, I do like that. But no, absolutely. So the with what was I saying? With Nausicaa. What is it about Nausicaa, other than what you've already mentioned, that makes it so important to you? Is it just that he's sort of at his peak for telling that story that he will then tell like 12 more times? Sorry, not the story, but the message he'll give 10 more times? Like, what's the thing?
Oh, purely nostalgia.
Fair.
It was something that I would go and I would visit my aunt, and she had it on VHS.
Yeah.
So I grew up watching it all the fucking time. That one in Titan AE.
Fair. Titan AE is a weird movie.
It is a weird movie. The final Don Bluth movie.
Yeah. What a weird one to go out on. Hello, Corey. Oh, hi, Vani.
I feel like it.
Good.
I feel like it had less fetishes than normal. For a Don Bluth movie, since it wasn't his originally.
That's not a bad thing.
No, it really isn't.
It's not a bad thing. This is growth. Unlike his other films, which had growth in it. But anyway,
Bartok the Magnificent. I can hear it already.
So, I'm going to ask for your permission to ask you a rather curt question. I understand you've spent a notable amount of your life in Texas.
No, I've not spent any time in my life in Texas.
Who am I thinking of that's lived in Texas?
Marin.
Oh, god damn it. Well, I gotta write that question off. Point is, I need to ask Marin the Full Metal Jacket quote about steers.
I didn't know they stack shit that high.
Well, egg on my fucking face.
Also love that film.
It's
also
good.
Watched it too much.
Yeah, it's very good. So I don't ever recall you being super big on like the soundboard train that's been going around a lot. I hate the pipe clang sound.
Agreed. I think it's overused.
I'm curious with your love of radio. What do you think of disc jockeys that use soundboards? I mean,
it's a meme. It is cheap. It's a meme for a reason. Like, anybody and their grandmother can sit there and push buttons, but Jesus Christ, 90% of radio show hosts just aren't endearing or funny.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's a reason specific ones are always around and always will be. The one that I even now still listen to, like if I go visit my dad in Phoenix, is oh Jesus Christ, I'm totally drawing a blank on the name out of nowhere. Something in the morning. It's on KSLX, which is the classic rock station in the Phoenix Valley. But Jesus fucking Christ, those two guys are so funny, and they just bounce off each other, and they literally make game shows like first thing in the morning out of nowhere. Like, guess what this means in Spanish, and win tickets to whatever concerts around, kind of thing. And they just play all day with just jokes and stories going back and forth, and there's not a single soundbite anywhere to be seen because they're actually funny. They're actually entertaining, which is what radio is meant to be. Otherwise, you get that, welcome to 101.3 Real Dwarf FM, where we only play rock, and stone.
Right.
Like, cue Imagine Dragons start playing. And it's a meme.
Yeah.
It's just it. It's a meme.
I'm curious. I want to keep talking about radio a little bit because I know it's really important to you.
Sure.
In the did you ever watch the anime? It came out a couple years ago called oh gosh, what is it called? Odd Taxi.
Never heard of it. No.
Oh my goodness.
What's it about?
It's about a walrus who drives a taxi, and if I tell you more, it'll spoil things.
I don't think you need to tell me more. I think that sounds awesome.
It is a concise 12 episode or 13 episode show. It has its story, it tells it, and it finishes it. It is a noir.
Ooh.
And a mystery. And I kind of fucking love it. The reason why I asked is this is not a spoiler because it's like very up in the forefront. There's a pair of the recurring characters is a pair of radio show hosts, like radio show comedy guys, and they're like trying to make it big, and like one of them has been in radio a long time and is kind of jaded, but is old school about how he goes about it, and then the other guy is newer to it and is disinterested and dissatisfied because they're not doing really, really well. And so it's like these two personalities trying to like navigate the radio space of the modern era. And I thought that was really cool. And considering your appreciation for radio as an art form and as a medium, I figured that would be something that would be particularly interesting to you. So I really, really do recommend Odd Taxi.
I'll have to go give it a look. Rye, write that down. Add it to the list. We have a growing list of things we actually have to watch. Like the live action One Piece is on it right now. Dungeon Meshi was on it. We watched it tonight.
Have you read it yet?
I have not read it at all. This was my first introduction to it.
Do you read manga?
I haven't in a long time. I used to when I was in high school, quite a lot.
Good.
I was gonna say, like, I sadly don't have any of my volumes because I got married at 18 and moved out and didn't take any of them with me. My younger brother took them all, but I had like the whole collection of Hellsing, and I walked off with all of it.
Well, there's a website where you can fucking read the whole thing. It's 99 chapters long, and it's finished. So.
Oh hell yes!
I highly recommend it. There's some like cookies on that website, but like as long as you have like a basic firewall, you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, easy.
It's just like trackers for ads and shit. Nothing super scary on there.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I got super sidetracked talking about fun stuff. So, End of the World Radio, I want to talk about that because you've been making content for over 5 years now, which is really impressive. And End of the World Radio is a really cool concept, and I'm curious what's the background, why radio, why End of the World Radio, and just sort of how did that build?
So, it originally was just a catchy name.
Mm-hmm.
Like I won't even lie. It was originally like my first Discord server back in, oh Jesus Christ, 2016, 2017, somewhere in there. Very early days of Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had friends who played Minecraft and played Ark Survival Evolved, and they got me into it, right? And it was right at the time when everybody was migrating away from TeamSpeak.
Yep.
And we ended up on Discord and we ended up chatting, and I hit a point where I needed something. I needed a space of my own. And we were just bouncing ideas back and forth when I don't even remember if it was me who suggested it originally or one of my friends, but the topic of End of the World Radio came up because, again, we played a lot of Ark, so we built a lot of bases on hills for defensive reasons, right? And like, well, what do you put at the highest peak? Oh yeah, radio station.
Yeah, makes sense.
That way everybody around can see if there's a problem. After that, it kind of just disappeared in the background for 3 years before I actually started streaming back in 2018, and it rapidly took on the form of, well, I just need something. I need to call my space something. Well, why not End of the World Radio? But we flavor it with, oh, this is where D&D characters go after their stories end.
I like it.
Right. So the entire station crew is all my former D&D characters. That's at this really point. Sweet. Because, Jesus Christ, you spend so much time putting heart and soul into your characters, making them, that kind of sucks to let them go. So, let them go to the end of the world. Let's see what happens.
I dig it. That's really sweet. You and I have talked about this in the past, but you are quite the cocktail enjoyer and brewer. You love your, what is it, toxicology? Is that what it's called? No. Mixology, thank you. I guess whether or not it's toxology depends on how good you are at it. But
correct.
So you're a bit of a mixologist. So what, I have a few small questions combining together to make a real question, right? What is the fundamental single most important thing when making any drink? And then tell me one drink that doesn't need that.
Oh, okay. Biggest thing, proportioning.
Okay.
There's a reason, like, ratios are a thing in cocktails. Classic cocktails, like daiquiris, margaritas, old fashions, all that, typically all have specific ratios. Like a daiquiri is what's called a 2-1-1, which is 2 parts spirit to 1 part sweet to 1 part citrus.
Right.
That's how you make the perfect daiquiri. Same with a margarita. An old fashioned is basically all of those rules. It's formulaic, but you don't have to adhere to it super tight to get what you want. It's kind of a lazy drink.
Sure.
So for me, it's typically 2.5 ounces of a spirit, a couple bar spoons of simple, a couple dashes of bitters, and an orange twist. Right?
Sure.
It's not hard. It's what I make when I don't want to actually make something. The one that you throw out all those rules is a rum and coke.
Fair.
Like, even if you're making it a Cuba Libre, which is a rum and coke but with lime, which Christ, just make a Cuba Libre.
Right. Yeah,
you should. Just do.
Just put lime in your fucking drinks. Holy shit, it's so good.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly. Brings it to life.
Yeah.
Cuts the sweet, which is really important.
Yeah, which makes sense because I'm sweet enough.
Not wrong. It's the idea, right? Like you have all these great drinks, and then everybody needs a sloppy drink. And surprisingly, the sloppy drink everybody thinks of is not sloppy. Long Island iced tea is very ratio.
Oh yeah, that's a very. On paper it looks very amateur, but it's a very well calculated thing.
Yeah, it is. 3/4 of an ounce, 4 different spirits, an ounce of sour mix, and a splash of Coke. Right, like.
Unhand that penny or the arm comes
that
off.
Takes some fucking science to make anything that even slightly resembles a passable drink.
What's the fella that you frequently watch on YouTube? The
Greg from How to Drink.
Yeah, How to Drink. I couldn't remember the name of the show.
He actually streams here on Twitch too. And
yes,
he'll often do his recordings in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, and he seems like a totally sweet guy, but I gotta throw some critique, and I'm curious if you share this opinion. Similar to a lot of other like cooking channels, I feel that after you do a thing, right? After you do a particular kind of show for a while, there comes a point where where you run out of like the decent ideas, and you start like not just scratching the bottom of the barrel, but then digging at the fucking dirt underneath because you've already broken through the boards. And I feel like our man's gotten to that point.
A little bit. He's been doing it for about 6 years, I think.
Over 5 at least.
A while. Yeah. But he's also done the whole content format change like 3 different times to also keep up with YouTube, which I think there has to be a decent amount of consideration for that. I mean, Jesus Christ, we're both content creators. We both know how that shit goes.
Yes.
There is changing times. Smiles and nods. But like I think even if he is starting to, even if he is maybe running out of steam, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing because that forces innovation.
Yeah.
Because the moment you start focusing on numbers like that and you see a sharp dip, you start going, okay, I need to reevaluate. So I don't think he is. I genuinely don't think he is though, because he's over 1 million subs and shit on YouTube at this point. So I don't think he's going anywhere.
No, I don't think that no, certainly not. I wanna pivot a bit to a question that I'd like to eventually ask all Goblin VTubers, and that is, what moment was it, and what did it feel like to sever yourself from the Goblin VTuber hive mind?
I never was part of it, weirdly enough.
Yeah, I sort of pegged that, but I was curious if you like had ever to deal with that moment.
I have, but it's never been for me. It's never been for me directly. It's always been for friends around me.
Yeah.
Who ended up Goblin VTubers. Like Gurg and Honey and a couple of others. And it's always been, wow, these people are incredibly fucking petty.
Oh, yeah.
Like, talking shit about you and your choices behind your back. Because there's a whole Goblin Discord, believe it or not.
And chat, that whole Goblin Discord is fucking Game of Thrones in there. And not even like not even like the cool part with dragons and frost zombies. Like, it's just people steepling their fingers talking shit in dark corners. Like, just the incest. Yes.
Oh my god. It is deeply unkind in there. And so I actually was invited by the server owner originally, Graham, who is actually not a Goblin VTuber in any way, shape, or form. He's just a lovely artist who's far too nice for his own good, and shit gets pushed out of control. Which is why he left and has his own other server now.
Yep.
But I'm like, no, I've never had to deal with it. I've never wanted to deal with it after seeing like shit be talked about. Even about like Gary, who's one of the nicest fucking people in the world. I'm like, y'all need to fucking chill.
Yep.
Believe it or not, you don't have to rep other people just because they're fucking goblins.
Nope.
Like, Jesus
I've dealt
Christ,
with that even in the dwarf community. Like, the dwarf community is pretty small. The Gathering of Beards Discord has the majority of the dwarf VTubers I know of on it, and it's like 15 of us. You know?
Yeah.
And most of them aren't active. Like, it's super small. Fuck you guys in chat, you're very fucking funny. Ha ha ha. But even in our Discord, we've had to, like, you know, excommunicata a fucking dwarf or two for some questionable fucking choices. But like, but that was not like us, you know, talking in dark corners and then, you know, dropping an anvil. That was just like, you know, pretty unabashed shit. And not to mention, I mean, the dwarf subsect of VTubing is quite small. The goblin subsect is probably the second largest, like, I'm gonna say, tribe of VTubers next to generic anime. Like, it's generic anime VTubers, and then the next largest group is goblins.
Active count right now for that Discord is over 300.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't it just? I literally pulled it up to look, because I'm still in there for some ungodly reason. I haven't been in here in fucking months. There's 190 people offline and 111 who are online.
Goodness. Are you okay with holding the floor for a minute while I take a bathroom real quick?
Yeah. I can entertain.
All right, thank you, Tia. I'll be right back.
Ow. Hi, chat. It's me, your goblin. How you doing? Luke, why are you screaming? Fish, why are you screaming? They taught fantasy VTuber first elves and second goblins. There are a lot of elves. There are really a lot of elves. Literally was doing a stream with one, not last night, but night before. Y'all, Bayonetta is... I don't know if you know this.
Cabello's gifted a tier 1 sub to Doc Marlowe.
I don't know if you guys know this. Bayonetta is really horny. Elves will always be popular because a lot of people want to be graceful and tall. Being hype train, oh my god. Bayonetta is a bad bitch.
Count cheered X100. Being hype train.
Ooh, that one went crunchy.
We're not doing this. Chat.
I didn't even get involved. They started doing it on their own.
Fucking knew it. Well, all right.
All I said was, did you know fucking Bayonetta is over the top horny? And chat went, no, really?
Thank you all very much for your support. It means a ton. I highly appreciate it.
Harati for Rich.
Tia told us to. That right there's a damned lie.
I don't know. Cappy wouldn't lie about something like that.
Yeah, but I would also just tell you. I would have said it to your face.
Well, fair.
I will own up to it when it's mine. This one's not mine.
The issue is that we have two truths. So I will, instead of opting for reality, I will embrace both as truth. You did, and you also did not tell them.
There's 3.
What's the third?
Your side, my side, and the truth.
But it's all the truth.
Unless it isn't.
I don't want to be here anymore, Tia.
I mean... You invited me!
No, I don't want to be in this fucking moment anymore, Tia.
Oh, that's fair.
So as a fellow country rural person who hides how rural they are often.
Fellow bumpkin, yes.
Sorry, I was dodging the word, but yeah, as a fellow bumpkin who hides it very well behind eloquence and good speech patterns. Tia, you know what's wrong with
it? What's wrong with it? Ain't got no gas in it?
Yeah, ain't got no gas in it. That's that bit. That's all I got there.
It's funny because that's literally all I was working on for my long weekend. My dad's like, "Why won't this truck start?" And I immediately just turned and looked at him. And I'm like, "Really? You're gonna make me say it? You're gonna make me say it right here, right now?"
I know what's wrong
with
it.
He's like, "Shut up.
I got no gas in it."
And it's true, it had no gas in it. I was right.
Can we talk about how I know what's wrong with it? Ain't got no gas in it is the bumpkin equivalent of the IT. Did you turn it off and on again?
Which is funny because that's also what I did for a living.
Jeremiah,
that's what I did before I started streaming.
You were IT or a mechanic?
Yes.
I suppose they are hand in hand, aren't they? On that, I understand you have quite the love of automobiles and mechanic work and cars and such.
Death with treble dread.
I do,
but
not for not for the reasons people think, right?
Well,
like,
I have
don't
no
get me
thoughts
wrong.
on it. So why don't you just tell me?
Oh, that's fair. I like it because ADHD stimming more than anything else.
Okay.
Literally working with my hands calms me.
Sure.
And I grew up with
shitty
old vehicles.
Sorry, you said working with my hands calms me. And just my knee-jerk statement was going to be like, masturbation's pretty great for that.
Look, there's a reason gas stations say shit like self-service with a smile.
That's excellent.
But no, like I grew up with shitty old vehicles, right? And in a town 2 hours from anywhere. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that joke. Oh brother, where art thou? You will continue to give.
Yes.
I had to know how to fix shit. My first vehicle that I owned with my own money was a 1973 Ford truck, right? This was a decade ago. And no, more than a decade ago. Shit. 14 years ago, almost 15. And I had to know how to work on everything because shit, I think combined net income for my household between both my parents was less than 30 grand a year.
Yep.
Right? So there was no taking it to the mechanic.
Right.
I had to fix it myself.
Yeah.
I was that. I got really good at it.
My first car was a 88 Ford Taurus.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, listen. Otis Tibbins, the name of my car. He was a fucking trooper.
I can't.
What?
I can't say anything because mine was named Filbert. Okay, I can't say shit.
That's great. Thank you all for the support. It really means a ton. I really appreciate the level 4 hype train, everybody. Thank you. Otis Tibbins, I very first day I brought him home from the fucking junkyard for $400. I sat on the trunk of the car, posted my feet up on the rear bumper, and the old sun-caked brittle plastic snapped like fucking crackers.
Yeah.
And I shoved my foot right through that shit. So within a week of owning it, I had to get underneath this damn thing and weld fence post poles, iron like steel fence post poles, on to make fucking like destruction derby looking ass bumpers so it would be street legal.
Oh fuck! I'll do you one better. It didn't even take me a week. It was the same day that I bought the damn truck. $750. 4 hours north in Filbert, Utah. That's why it's named Filbert. Literally bought it from the good old farm boy for $750. Truck ran good. We took it around the block. Holy shit, that steering was loose and scary. Drove it down I-70 to get it home at 80 miles an hour. Jesus Christ. We literally stopped for gas in fucking Panguitch, Utah, because it was just down the road, like half an hour. Put gas in it because the gas gauge didn't work. 'Cause of course it didn't fucking work.
Yeah.
And went to start it. It wouldn't start. Climbed underneath it. At some point, in that truck's life, they removed the cover for the Bendix to the starter motor, and the fucking pin had fallen out. So I learned real quick that you could climb under that truck, shove a screwdriver in where the pin used to go, actually drive the Bendix to start the goddamn engine.
Goodness gracious.
So same day I picked this thing up and was driving it home, we had to do that. It didn't get shut off for the rest of the day. And then literally a week later, the fucking starter motor died, and I spent 6 hours trying to change that bitch in a fucking parking lot outside of a Bash's.
Oh, shit. I gotta do the thing. I have a giant cat on me. Go, Puck. Leave. The greatest adventure is what lies ahead. Today and tomorrow are yet to be said. The chances, the changes are all yours to make. The mold of your life is in your hands to break. Welcome in, Isabella, who's in your fantastic community. Thank you for the raid today. Welcome on into the show. My name is Horatius the Dwarf, and I have on this wonderful Horatius Happy Hour, Tia_Singer, prime representative of Into the World Radio, lover of mechanics, all-dressed chips, and all things Canada.
I can't believe that's being added to my fucking lore now. Jesus Christ. Good Lord.
But we were just talking about cars. I want to move on to...
yeah, we could be on that topic all damn day.
I feel very confident in that. So you are an appreciator of fine pieces of video game history, such as the PS1 era.
True.
What is a couple of games from the PS1 era that and I'll let you answer this however you wish, but PS1 era games that you wish either would get remastered, get modernized, so like were re-released on modern platforms, maybe not changed, but just like re-released, or just were more well known that you think that the new gaming generation should be aware of.
The one we really need to drive home, always has been and always will be, Spyro the Dragon. It got a remaster. I fucking love it. It's the perfect example of how to do a remaster correctly.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, people continue to sleep on it. Go play Spyro. If you don't play Spyro, you're incorrect. I'm sorry. Just play Spyro. And maybe some of the original Gran Turismo games could do with a do-over. I think that would be fun, but those ones are a little niche for most people. So I might have to back it up further to the Super Nintendo Entertainment System instead and say original Yoshi's Island would be really fun with like a 3D makeover.
That's true. I feel that. It's a beautiful game.
It is.
So I have a funny quip about Gran Turismo. So I many years ago when Dragon Ball GT was like very popular, I had a buddy of mine who was talking about it, and he was like, "Oh, dude, I got the new episode of Gran Turismo last night. This shit was awesome." And I was like, "New episode of Gran Turismo, the racing game?" He was like, "No, Dragon Ball Gran Turismo. That shit is awesome."
Oh my god!
I was like, "Bro, what are you talking about? That's not what that stands
hell? Oh my god! Well, I guess it does now.
I mean, yeah. Can I get?
We have.
Good.
I was gonna say it. I don't think we can fucking refute it now.
Right.
It's too funny to let it live.
Yeah. Can we? Oh my god.
Everybody's coming in.
Cheesy Pete's. Welcome in, Volk. I just sang the song. I'm so sorry. I don't have the wind in me at the moment. But thank you for coming on in and bringing your community on in here today. Welcome on in, everybody. We're talking about Dragon Ball Gran Turismo. So if you guys want to draw some art of Dragon Ball characters in Gran Turismo cars and say, dude, this was my favorite episode of Dragon Ball Gran Turismo, that would be excellent. I highly recommend doing so. But welcome on, everyone. It's good to see you.
Good lord. It'd be so dumb. It'd be so dumb.
Agreed. So it's been
I'm sorry,
yeah?
chat got me there. Yeah. Akira
Torishima.
Turismo Iyamo. God damn it.
Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for the follow, Prey of Fear. I'm really focused on my buddy here, Tia, for the interview. So I do apologize for not interacting with chat super hard, but they have my full attention. ... some kind of joke. I'm not working on it. Crispy, thank you for the follow.
Technically, there's glitter instead of flannel.
Oh.
Circling back to that joke from earlier. Good lord.
We love a callback. Speaking of people that you wish would call you back, we have the God of War series that I know you're a fan of. What are your thoughts on the notable shift to Dad of War?
Character growth is important.
True.
And quite frankly, angry frat boy never sat well with me, even when the games were new.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly Kratos' personality after the first game was why I didn't play them. Like, I played the first game, loved the first game, and then after the first game, I was like, oh, he did the thing. He avenged his family. Like, roll credits, you know. But you know, Dad of War, I gotta fuck with Dad of War.
Same. Like, genuinely, we literally just finished Ragnarok the other night.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to ask this question.
It's so okay. It's good. I like Ragnarok. I love Ragnarok. I really do. It's not as good as the previous game. I'm sorry. It just the pacing isn't as good as 2018's God of War. It just isn't. It's good, but it isn't as good.
Diminishing returns.
A little bit, yeah. But also, like, there were visual storytelling elements from the first game that just aren't there now. Mm-hmm. Like, the first game's very desaturated. Because they're mourning. They're in grief. And it's visual storytelling. And you get into the new game, and it's very bright, and it's very colorful. Even in the middle of Fimbulwinter, it's bright and colorful. And I get that. Like, it's more signs of character growth. I don't know. It just doesn't sit with me. quite as smoothly
I really
as
do,
the previous game.
I really do wish that some Vikings... Actually, Volk, can you not fumble Winter this time so it actually ends? Because you fucks keep having this fumbled Winter where, like, the problem is that after you fumble it, it just never ends. And I think if you just like really make sure you've got a good grip on Winter and you don't fumble it, then it won't have to like go on forever.
Yeah, or maybe you just mistranslated. I'm pretty sure that actually was supposed to say thimble Winter. I'm pretty sure it's to be small. Why do you keep making it so damn big?
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about thimble Winter.
Butterfingers.
Not the lore.
God.
So what's the most emotional game of soccer you've ever played, and why was it Pyre?
Oh, Pyre's so good, but it's not soccer.
I know.
It's rugby.
Yeah, but like 5 people know about rugby, so I figured I'd make a soccer joke.
Fair.
I love rugby. I've played it, but come on.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Only butch lesbians in college play rugby. Let's be honest. In the States,
that's the first time I've ever been called butch before, so that's very flattering.
Fair enough. It's so good though. God damn, it's not even a sports game at the end of the day. It's a
visual novel with a mini game attached.
It's a fucking yeah, it really is. But it's so fucking good. Yeah. And the soundtrack is the best soundtrack. I'm sorry, it just is. Mm-hmm. It's so fucking good. Wanna play? Why does that feel like a slur, Rain Dog?
Wanna play some ruggas, bruh?
That feels like a fucking slur.
It does, honestly.
God,
that's kind of funny. Bruv, thank you, Dovre. So we've got a really, really impressively long time in this interview without talking about one of the things that I think is the most compelling about you, and that is your time as a artist. You've been developing your skills over years, and I would definitely say it clearly shows. You're a self-made goblin. You make a lot of your own stuff. You draw a lot of your own things, and I think you're really impressive. I'm curious, what was your path like through gaining these skills in artistry?
It has been, I wouldn't say the smoothest, but nothing in life that's worth doing ever is. I literally started getting back into art. I used to draw all the fucking time in high school and middle school, right? But I grew up and I went to the workforce and I never had time.
Yeah.
And also I really grew to dislike drawing pen and paper. It's always messy, and I love pencils. I love pencil and pen, but that shit smears everywhere. So about the time COVID started, 2020, late 2019, I got myself an art tablet for my birthday because I wanted to get back into doing art as a way of managing my anxiety.
Sure.
And from there, it's just all gone downhill. I literally was doing art this morning while we were watching Dungeon Meshi. So, hey, there you go, self shout out. Go to my fucking Twitter that's pinned up at the top if you want to go see that, I guess.
Yes, please do that.
It's been fun. It's also been incredibly stressful at the same token. That perfectionist brain has never fully let go.
Right.
And it takes me forever to get anything done because I've hit the realization now that I literally do all my art like I make VTuber models, which means everything takes significantly longer than it needs to.
Right.
But that's okay. That's just what it is.
Such is life.
Yeah, no. Such is life. C'est la vie. I love art. Always have, and I'm happy that I get I guess technically do it for a living now as a VTuber, because I make my own art and I make my own assets and stuff. Like, I don't think I would trade it. I'd rather be happy than wealthy, I guess, at the end of the day.
Oh, I mean, absolutely, that's the case for me. I've never been wealthy, so I don't really care for it. But happiness is something I've had in spades. Manifested, though. I assume, like most folks, you have a pretty complicated feeling for Warhammer.
Oh, okay. This is where this is going. Okay. Prepares.
So, first things first. We'll start easy, right? So, like, between the different primary settings of Fantasy, Age of Sigmar, for some reason those two things are different, and 40K, which of those is your favorite and why?
40K.
Okay.
Simply put, Fantasy doesn't have the Adeptus Mechanicus.
What is it about the Adeptus Mechanicus that you enjoy so much?
They are the prime way to be an educated religion.
Okay.
A scientifically based religion, which I appreciate. Their whole ideology behind their theology is that it is a pursuit and a quest for knowledge's sake.
Gotcha.
And I appreciate that quite a lot. Even if, you know, every religion out there has its bad actors.
Right.
The idea is meant to be pure, which is good. You're Coglin? Oh, I have a thing for this.
Oh, yeah?
I do have a thing for this. Let's see. Technically, yeah.
Madam.
Yeah, I am.
Datum? Is it Datum?
Datum. So that's the other thing I really like about them.
Yeah.
All their books, half the tech priests use neo pronouns.
Gotcha.
Games Workshop is very, very good about that. Because at what point do you just go, hey, gender is irrelevant? Or at what point do you go, gender is actually a core tenet of who I am as a person? They make a very good argument of that distinction.
Yeah. Welcome in, Jade. Thank you for the follow. I'm gonna start saying a bunch of like groups or armies or factions of 40K, and I want you to give me your one-word knee-jerk response.
Okay.
You ready? So like a lightning round.
Sure.
Okay. Ogren.
Goofy.
Deathcore Krieg.
Overrated.
Ultramarines.
Overrated.
Commandos with a K from Orcs.
Purple.
That's fucking excellent. Tyranids.
Squish.
Eldar.
Horny.
Eldar again, but they wear black leather this time.
Gangbusters.
Tau.
Weeb.
The associated species that the Tau hires.
Weeb plus.
All right. Shooters.
Sluggus.
Choppas.
Gork.
Squigs.
Mork.
That's fucking brilliant. The God Emperor.
Diabetic.
Angry Marines.
Ugh.
No, that's a good answer. That's a perfect answer.
Let's see. Psychers.
Sparky.
Oh gosh, what's his name? What's the Imperial Guardsman that's like so legendary he cannot be killed? It's like the single.
Elanius Pius.
No. The joke one.
Oh, Catachan. Sly Marbo.
Sly Marbo. Yeah, what's your thoughts on Sly Marbo?
Oh! You knew that was going to be the answer.
Yeah. I needed it. Oh, that's brilliant. Space Marine the game.
Oh. Polished.
Ooh. Space Hulk the board game. Building off of that, Gene Stealers.
A C above.
Fair enough. All right. I feel like that Bits Reddit scores is pretty good though.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could go on that all fucking day.
Yeah. Okay, so what is the deal with Bavarian meats and why are they your favorite?
Okay, I gotta ask, where are you getting the Bavarian meats thing from?
Well, chat has bought you the same Bavarian meats 6-pack like 6 times.
Oh, those things!
Yeah.
Yeah! Dude, they're like Slim Jims, but not greasy.
Yeah.
That's literally it. They're like Slim Jims, but they're not greasy, so they don't trigger my fucking heartburn. They're fantastic. They're a great pick-me-up in the middle of the stream.
All right. Welcome
That's
to
literally
Beepers, by
it.
the way. I've been super busy interviewing my friend Tia_Singer here, but welcome in Beepers. Good to see you, buddy. When are you going to make the legal name change to have your middle name be _?
That is a good question, and probably when. Actually, technically, I guess I could do it after I get my tax return. I don't want to confuse the IRS. They're already very confused.
Thoughts on Daddy Devolver?
You give the lamb what the lamb wants.
Right on. No more notes.
No more notes.
Yeah. I'm doing wonderful, Beepers. Thank you so much for asking, buddy. I saw that you liked the edit we posted today about Riz. I hope you enjoyed that.
Oh, God.
Did you see that, Tia?
I did. Groans.
I'm gonna show it to chat really fast as a treat.
As a treat.
Let's see.
Yeah, I feel like it's very hard to pull up.
I'll pause that real quick. Stand by.
Oh, will you pull that up? Let me go grab my dogs and bring it back inside. Okay. Come here, you two. Come here.
All right, here you go, chat.
Yeah, I feel like it's very hard to pull up a fedora in an unironic
it's a
fashion.
very high piece of fashion.
Oh my
you have to
fucking
be
God, Horatius.
You have to
Oh
have a
my
lot of charisma, as the kids call it, Riz. But as of course you would know that the word Riz is a stem from charisma itself. It takes a lot of refinement and many years of studying not just dance and appreciation of the finer arts, but a bit of the blade to really appreciate a good trench coat.
My balls were tracking
Did it hurt?
into my body.
Did it hurt? Good. Fuck the lot of you. All right. So,
Oh my God.
continuing with your appreciation for imported goods, Boss Coffee. Is it the best canned coffee? Some experts say yes. This dwarf agrees. What are your thoughts, Tia?
I actually absolutely agree. I drink a lot of them, and it's one of the very few that actually still tastes like coffee.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it doesn't taste like sour milk. Because almost all of them have milk and sugar added.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they put it in and then pasteurize the whole can, but I swear to God, every other one I've ever had has just been gag reflex inducing.
Yeah, I agree. There's a delicate art to selling canned coffee goods, which is why normally when I get canned coffee from anything, it's like just black coffee, you know.
Yeah.
so you don't have to like roll the dice on the dairy, but that's definitely. Oh, Enemy Officer says they do cook it in the can. Interesting.
That makes sense. That would make sense. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely a big purveyor of it. Plus, I mean, they got Tommy Lee Jones for the fucking commercials,
yeah.
So like, they're hilarious.
So I have this is a very deep question, so feel free to sort of wax on this a bit. You've been a creator for over 5 years, almost 6, right? Like 5.5 plus.
Damn near.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn near 6.
So you've been doing this for quite a while, and I was curious, what is a single sentence of advice that you would give to someone just getting into content?
Oh, does that involve? Would that be me now or me 5 years ago? Because it is a different answer.
I would say you now, like let's say a viewer of yours that like someone who's been in your community for a while, right? So someone that you like would be comfortable having a one-on-one conversation with, but I'm not gonna like pick somebody.
Yeah.
They hit you up and they say, "Hey Tia, I've been a big fan of your work for a long time. You've really inspired me. I'm about to start getting into my own path in content creation. What's something that you would like? What's something you would tell them as like a guiding note to be like, hey, before you start, don't forget this or consider this or whatever?"
5 years ago, 6 years ago, Jesus Christ, I would have told them, I would have just straight up said, don't give up.
Sure.
I mean, you shouldn't give up. Like, that advice is still sound.
Right.
But there's a caveat now. You definitely shouldn't give up because it is a discouraging industry. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm a believer that the rewards outweigh the deficits, in that I get to meet a lot of good people and I get to provide content in an environment that I myself find to be enriching and enlightening. But if you play the numbers game, you'll forever die in poverty. Like, that's just the unfortunate truth. Not everybody can be Germa. Not everybody can be Markiplier. Not everybody can be just that, well, right?
Yeah, like, I mean, look at like sports, right? Like, everybody who goes through high school in America can make it on the high school football team, for example, right? But when you get into college, not every motherfucker who goes to college is going to get on the college team. And if you continue with that and go into the NFL, very few people get on NFL teams, and even fewer of them make fortunes doing so.
Yeah.
So translating that to content creation and streaming, like, any fucking 14, 15-year-old can start a YouTube account and be like,
welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play. Today we've installed our first mod. We're going to see if we can beat the Elder Dragon with the new mod.
Like, anybody can buy a $5 microphone and get started, right? But
true,
such a small percentage, and even lower, like a low percentage and a low raw number of people make it a living, and even less make it like a fruitful career.
Yeah. No, I would agree. Which is what leads me to the caveat.
Right.
It was originally don't give up, but it is now don't give up, and don't be afraid to ask for advice. Genuinely, it's one of those, good artists replicate, great artists steal.
Right.
If you see something that works, give it a shot. It might not fit you in the end, but you'll have learned something
Yeah, you can learn how to make it work for you, if at all.
Yeah, exactly. Or if it doesn't work for you, you know for a fact that is not the style of content that you want to make. You can discard it and move on and, again, further hone your craft.
Yeah.
It sounds intuitive, but people don't like to ask for help or thoughts unless it is like, hey, this is the very first time I'm getting involved with something. What are the general do's and don'ts?
Yeah, and
right,
I agree with that, and it's something that I've echoed that exact same sentiment to you, because in the in the academic world, right? Like, I'm a published mental health professional, you know, like when you write a scientific paper, when you do a study, when you do research, one of the very first steps in the scientific process is review previous literature. Because it doesn't help anybody for you to run the same fucking study if someone's already done it. Like,
exactly.
Learn from people who've already done it, iterate, hopefully, and build your own thing from that. Same thing in content. Look at the people who are doing some stuff that is similar to you, learn what you can from them, and build off of it. It's generational knowledge. We do this in every field. It should be the same here.
Exactly. It's one of those originality is dead concepts, but just because it's dead doesn't mean you can't look at it and go, hey, I think it'd look better with a different tie before we bury it.
Yeah. Yeah. Beat that horse. Beat that dead horse with a stick.
Yeah.
See if
it isn't a bad thing. Pretty much. Like, it isn't a bad thing. Like, play the game.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I know a lot of people go, it's not a game, it's my livelihood. It is. It is a game. Have you seen the way Twitch treats us?
Yeah.
Like, they don't give a shit. They treat it like a game. And find a way to game the system yourself.
What is
you find out a necromancer?
You recently were gifted a book, and I'm curious, what is from that book have you learned a new, or what is your old way, but favorite way to tell someone that they're stupid?
So fun fact, it's not actually a book, it's a daily planner. Let me grab it. Let's see. Over here still? What did I do with it? I set it aside because we were talking about it the other day. There was something in there that said, my favorite one out of that goes something along the lines of, even if yours was the last opinion in the rest of the world, I still want to get somebody else's opinion on it.
That's pretty excellent.
I'm like, that is a really smart way to tell somebody that their idea is dumb and they should keep it to themselves. The other way being the one that my dad always said and still says, which is, if I wanted your opinion, I'd tell it to you.
That's funny. That's very funny. So I have to hit you with a violation. You've got a repost violation on your record here.
Do I?
Yeah, you've got a repost violation. So while perusing your Twitter timeline, I found a couple of occasions where you posted the same image of you pretending to be a villain and saying post your OC as a villain. This is a minor fee. Really, you don't need to worry about it that much. But since it's your first infraction, we're gonna let you off with a warning. But understand that the Bureau is watching you, and should you repost again, there could be some pretty serious consequences.
Hey, Hora.
Yes.
About that meme tax that you paid.
Yeah, what about it? That's a quote. That's a quote retweet. Doesn't count. That's not a repost. No, that's not a repost. That's not a repost. It's a quote retweet. I'm talking about you posted this image, and then 3 months later, you posted it again with the same message. Like a full-on...
Now, did
fuck
I...
you, Star Scav.
Did I...
Y'all didn't see shit.
How long ago did I did that? I genuinely don't even remember.
I believe it was about 8 months ago.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You really went combing the fucking timeline, huh?
I went to the beginning.
To the... Oh, wow. Does it only go 8 months back?
No, it goes further.
I was going to say, there's a lot of shit on there.
Yes. Yes, there is.
Oh, my God.
So, do you like Ed, Edd n Eddy?
I love Ed, Edd n Eddy.
I know. Sorry. It's the third time I'm doing that bit, and it's over.
I was going to say, that's the rule of thirds right there.
So...
What's the hell you say? It's only there. Oh, no. I lied. There it is twice.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Never mind.
Yep.
Never mind. One was on Jace, one was on my friend Dishes. Damn it. You're right. I did repost.
So, Ed, Edd n Eddy, they are adults now. Marry, fuck, kill.
Marry Doubleday, kill Eddie, maybe fuck Ed.
Okay.
In a platonic way.
Sure. Yeah. Friends with bennies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, fucking, oh, Jesus Christ. Who's the creator of Ed, Edd n Eddy? I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head.
I couldn't recall.
A few years ago, there was a whole interview with him, and he got asked the same question. Hey, what are the Ed boys up to now that they're adults? Yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, Eddie's in jail for petty con artist. Yeah. Ed works in construction. They go, oh yeah, well, how about Double D? Oh, she's fine.
Hey,
Danny Antonucci, that's it. Yeah,
let's fucking go.
Right, like, I think there's some really good art from friend Kojuan around of Double D with her double Ds, and it's fantastic.
That's brilliant. I love that. So thank you, Peachy. I pegged that initially. I detected that at the time. That was pretty clear.
Oh yeah.
What is your favorite Ed, Edd n Eddy character that isn't one of the Eds?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna throw a weird one out there. Everybody expects me to say Rolf.
Sure,
Rolf's fantastic. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
Complete.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Plank.
I was actually going to say Johnny. I was going to say Johnny, but yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Like, Plank is the ideal way to do a silent protagonist, and Johnny is a great wingman for that.
100%. No, I completely agree. Johnny to me is like almost mystical of a character. There's a curious magic in that boy, and I kind of fuck with it.
He's definitely a kid whose parents left the weed out. I will agree.
Yes.
Like, that is the immediate vibe and always has been.
My thing with that is my interpretation of that is that they didn't leave the weed out, but they didn't label the cookies.
You know, that is actually that's a way better way to look at it, yeah.
Because I think he's too innocent to smoke.
Yes, however, if there were edibles in the house, yeah.
Yeah, our boy is munching. Like
he is, and he has no clue.
Yeah. So I have two questions left, and then we're gonna take a little. I'm gonna take a little bio break again, but
sure.
Before we get into the next section of the show, are you a Trekkie?
No.
Do you think you'd ever enjoy Star Trek?
I'm not a Trekkie, but I actually genuinely do like Next Generation. I grew up watching it as like reruns, and you know, even as an adult, it's on first thing in the morning on BBC.
Yeah.
I like it, but there's a reason I'm attracted to 40K as a whole.
Right.
And that is I'm not somebody who enjoys mystical hand waving for things. I actually like a logical explanation to science fiction rather than science fantasy.
Fair.
Right? Like, if you can say something with a straight face and have it make sense, I like that.
Sure.
And Star Trek and Star Wars, for that matter, just don't do that.
Yeah, those are pretty sci-fi. Science fantasy, rather.
Yeah.
Cool. I know you've alluded to next gen in the past, and I know you have stated your appreciation for next gen. So I was curious, but it makes sense because that I think that show is a really good space opera.
Yes.
And that's pretty great.
It helps that I have familial attachment there.
Yeah, that's always going to play a factor.
My cousin Ryan's headstone actually has the Enterprise on it.
Nice.
Because when he was 19, he contracted bone cancer and died a horrific death as a result.
Yeah.
But as part of Make-A-Wish Foundation, he got to meet the cast of Next Generation. Got to hang out with Riker, met Worf in costume, the whole 9 yards, and it made his last moment so much better. So Next Gen will always have a place in my heart.
Yeah.
Before that.
Well, that's brilliant. So my last question is actually not a question. I've lied to you. I want to give you a flower, because I've known you for, I would say, about 2 years now. I would say our friendship has blossomed more intimately in the past year, but we've known each other as people for the past year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
As a person who considers myself a facilitator of others, a giver, if you will, I see that in you also. And it's hard to be strong all the time, and I know that we're not. But reaching across the aisle to someone else who I see always willing to stand by someone who needs help, who is always extending a hand down to pick someone up from the ground, who is always there to hug or talk or support someone that they know needs it. I see you, I appreciate you, and I hope that the flame in your heart that pushes you to be you in that way and all the others never goes out. Thank you.
I appreciate that. I mean, counter offer.
Yeah.
Isn't that what community means?
I don't know. I love that sentiment, but I'll be honest. I think that the complexities of community are wild because it's important to have your keystone people like that in a community, right? But
yeah,
also communities are messy and complicated, and some people give and some people take, and some people give sometimes and take other times. It's messy. But
the general sentiment is and always will be to build towards a future, even if there is give and take.
Yes, and I agree.
I think that's the important part for that.
And I see
that's why I do.
Good.
I was gonna say that's why I do it.
Yeah. Well,
one of those. If nobody else is gonna do it, I'm just gonna do it.
Well, I appreciate you very much for it, and if there's ever anything that I can do to help you keep your flame lit, don't hesitate to ask.
We will see. I haven't hit that point yet. That being said, is it my turn to ask a question?
Yes.
Have you got your merch store running yet?
Nope.
Damn it. Okay. I was going to force chat to go over there.
No, I am currently battling with Master Biggles. Because Master Biggles is refusing my... Oh, I'm so sorry, Jonty. There's nothing on that throne. There is cookies and a $6,000 cookie extrusion machine.
Wait, seriously?
Yep.
Oh my god, there is. I literally watched the price by $15.
It's been 2 years. Keep doing you, boo boo.
Hi, Rune. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate the 2 years of support, man.
God, those red velvet cookies are good.
I saw you had gotten those. I expected you to tell me about them, but yeah, They do look pretty good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In fact, if you would be such a dear, could you suggest the Bavarian
totally.
stick snacks and the all dress chips that you've gotten? Because looking at your Throne stuff, I've been like, man, I kind of want some all dress chips, and I kind of want those Bavarian meat sticks. Those look really good.
Yeah, you got it. I could do that.
Who or what is a cookie extrusion machine? So to extrude means to push forth. When you shit, you extrude fecal matter from your ass.
You beat me. Say again.
So a cookie extrusion machine receives all of the ingredients to make cookies and then extrudes them. I am allowed. I'm just like running a stream right now, so, and I also have to piss. Haha, get fucked.
Okay,
get fucked, Tank. Get fucked, Tank. Did you? Oh, get dumpstered. Oh, I love that so much.
What happened?
So BTTV has the Keck W replaced as an emote that says "ban me," and every time I get somebody with it, it makes me so happy. Oh,
that's comedy gold. Oh my god.
Get fucking obliterated. All right. Welcome in, Eli the Red Panda. Welcome everybody.
Submit.
Oh, Dankeschön.
And what was the other one?
Destroy.
The all dressed.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, guys. There's items going up on there now. Wait, hold on. Here it is. Approve. Crowdfunding.
Let's do for the Bavarian meats. Yeah. I love that. See, copy link and suggest gift.
So does TS?
Hopefully that one goes. I've been known to. Not in a long time though. That's why I got into radio, so I didn't have to sing. Actually, real talk, singing was a punishment for me as a kid.
Did you add another one? It says no name to it.
I did. It was the all dressed, but I used like the shortened link. I can grab the long link. Hold please.
All right. If you guys want to, other people want to add some suggestions, I'm gonna go take a quick piss. I'll be right back.
Yeah. False advertisement. It's not false advertisement. It was literally when I was in school as a kid. If I got bad grades, my mom would force me to go sing in the church choir. And of course, me being, I guess, somewhat spectrum, I always had bad grades because fuck homework. I can pass the tests just fine. I don't need the homework to prove that I know the material. Oh yeah, no, I've got a lot of fucked up stories for you guys. I got a lot of fucked up stories. We'll get into that later. I promise. I have been given license to talk about things today. These get degrees. I don't have a degree. I'm a high school dropout. I literally dropped out at 16 and went and got my GED across the street at the community college because fuck my high school. Best decision I ever made. Apart from getting married, obviously.
All right.
Is it my turn? I've gone through 2 cups of coffee while we've been sitting here talking.
Please.
All right. Hold, please. I will be right back.
I am ready to receive instruction from the realm of creation above me for the sandwich I am about to conceive. I am open. Use me.
Damn, legendary count can't even spell Keck W right. What a fucking dork. Suck wall. I miss Wild Hearts, dude. Hold, please. No, I'm gonna piss.
Oshi.
Thank you, Kodakan. Did you guys know that the word Oshi doesn't have anything to do with who you like? It has everything to do with sumo wrestling. Just figured you should know that. How's it going? It's going great. We're gonna move on to the second, probably the last section. We're probably gonna skip the second section because we already talked about it a little bit. But yeah, a lot of really awesome stuff today. Always a delight to talk to Tia. Tia is genuinely a super smart, very, very funny content creator, and I'm genuinely overjoyed that they wanted to join me on the stream today. To push, yes. Yeah. To knock someone down or backwards while in a sumo match, yeah. It's to push. It's the verb. Is 1/2 of my morning when I have late shift? Hell yeah. Man, maybe I should put a new chair on mine. Would you guys buy me a new chair? Of men or no? Sumo is traditionally only done by men, yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised to find out if there was a female. Don't you already have a chair on it? I did a chair on it before, but that was like almost 2 years ago when you guys bought me my new chair. Hello. I'm putting a nice thing on my throne because my current chair is starting to go on me.
Oh, hell yeah. You know, Secret Labs is now officially on Amazon, right?
Secret Labs?
Secret Labs chairs, yeah.
What is Secret Labs chairs?
They used to be a direct from manufacturer gaming chair maker. Now they are quite a lot bigger. They're actually they actually come out of Salt Lake. They're fucking fantastic.
Gotcha.
And now they actually stock them on Amazon.
They are quite pricey.
They are, but let me put it this way: it's 2024. I bought mine in 2020. It still looks like it's brand new, and it's still just as comfortable as the day I got it. They have 5-year warranty.
All of your friends have
so
Secret Lab Titan chairs, Hora? Okay. I mean, but the thing is, Count, like, will it hold my big ass?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Secret Labs Titan is rated to like 280 pounds and like 6'7".
There's an XL. Okay.
There is an XL. I'm actually.
Can it hold
mine
a
is,
dwarf?
Yeah. Mine is actually an Omega. I wish I had gotten the Titan. I wish I had gone with the bigger size. I didn't, but I'm still happy with what I got.
Sure. They're just so expensive. I don't know. I would feel so bad about asking for one of these because they're so fucking expensive.
Look at it this way. It's better than buying a $100 cheap office chair once a year.
I mean, I guess. It just... Fuck. It's a lot.
It is. And it's crowdfunding.
Just doesn't...
And nobody tell the Menace Mafia.
Who?
I'm serious.
Who?
Jojo and Cabellos and Rover and Sobek
like
and that whole
Okay,
crew.
Fuck you, Count. You knew. He knew the thing to say.
And cheap hair every year, one that lasts 20 years. That's exactly it. That was my point. Damn it. Buy yourself a nice pair of Red Wings right now. And save yourself heartbreak later. Yes, hello. Get out of here, Jojo!
No, you know what? Joe's on a new arc. She's on take herself arc. Take care of herself arc.
Good. Please do. And the Mafia needs to quit fucking friendly firing me.
Oh, boo, boo, boo.
Seriously, they've spent like The other night, combined, there was like $300 that they spent. I'm like, y'all are crazy. Quit it.
From your provocation, it's the fucking chair that will last years is now there.
Good.
Fuck, that's a lot of money.
Now, chat, there's 130 of you here.
Jesus,
everybody go over there and put $5 in the jar.
Really, 130 people here? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Jesus Christ.
Which, it actually means that there's more. That's just the live count.
Yeah, goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, now I'm all humbled and whatnot.
I don't believe you for a moment.
Twitch, give me the fucking check mark. I'm staring at my fucking email. I've been staring at my AOL email for fucking days.
Did it go in your spam filter? Oh, it won't be done. It won't be done until Monday.
Oh, do they not do that on weekends?
Mm-mm.
That's good.
I literally submitted mine on a Friday afternoon, and it got done Monday morning.
No, okay, hold on, Dubs. I am humble. I'm legitimately humble. I'm proud of like my accomplishments. I don't shy away from my amazingness, but I am humble.
It's true. If Horror wasn't humble, it would genuinely be more of a in your face mentality about it. That is the difference. Is it doesn't get brought up in every conversation as a need to fucking show off.
You also fuckboy.
Oh my God.
Humble and seeking throne. Correct. All right.
Free bread and affinity for
Thank
fathers
you,
or
Short.
people who know fathers or are friends with fathers.
I love the people who always use the father figure lover because I think it's very telling. I think people use it as like a uwu fingies redeem.
I would not be surprised, to be honest.
And honestly, if I could be the VTuber world's like plus size dad, like I'm down. I'm for it.
You telling me you don't already have that title?
I mean, not globally yet.
Nah. Give it time.
I'm already here. Damn, Jesus, Java. Thanks, Daddy Mountain. God damn it. All right. Anyway, enough about me. This is supposed to be about you. So we're gonna move to the end of the show. We're gonna move to the psychology. Which topic did you want to talk about?
Oh, do we want? Depends. How heavy do we want to be?
I'm whatever. You know, you can
hit game for whatever.
Yeah, I'm always down.
Fuck it. Let's hit depression and anxiety.
Okay.
The one kind of rolls into it anyway.
Sure. So, what did you do you want to lead or do you want me to lead on this?
I can lead because I literally just got back from a much needed long weekend away to go deal with it.
Okay, well.
I'm so tired of low-level anxiety.
Fair.
Genuinely.
Very fair.
Why? I thought this was supposed to be a good year.
It is.
It's been 3 months, Aura.
It's a good year.
The first quarter of the year is gone, and all the drama that's already happened has me like wary for the rest of the year. I don't actually know where to start other than with like personal experiences.
I mean, well, let me ask then. I'll drive us in a direction here.
Sure.
Depression, I think, is a pretty omnipresent feeling. I think it's something that we all have a drip in us at all times, which is probably a pretty macabre way of thinking about things. But I do think, in all honesty, like it's just an emotion. Being depressed or having that extra little sad in you is just kind of part of life, and I think that that's okay. I think that doesn't make you a bad person or an unhealthy person, but I do think that it takes us at different times, at different intensities. But my question for you, Tia, is what are some of your coping skills to overcome when that sadness and depression comes?
I have a couple of really good ones, and I have a couple of really bad ones.
So say we all.
Good ones being like I mentioned earlier, I do art to help manage my anxiety and depression. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, because art is hard.
Yeah.
But the point is, it keeps my brain focused on a task rather than buried in whatever is eating at me, which could be any number of things at any point in time. The other one is music. Music always works. If I could literally, it's probably why I have hearing damage, and quite, to be brutally honest, if I could literally drown out stuff in my head, works great for hours at a time. Love music. Some of the not so good ones, caffeine.
Sure.
Caffeine is a big one. And sleep. Depression sleep is a bitch.
Yeah.
And I definitely way oversleep these days. A lot. So, some good, some bad. It really genuinely does depend on the day. There is a very hard delineation in my brain, though, of not bringing alcohol or tobacco into that mix.
Good.
Because that will go sideways in such a big fucking hurry that it would ruin the whole point. Which for me is usually to loosen up and relax at the end of the day, right? Is to, have a beer, make a nice cocktail kind of thing, or, occasionally break out my pipe and have a nice smoke. Because I actually genuinely enjoy smoking cigars and pipe tobacco.
Yeah, agreed.
But they are a treat, not a coping mechanism.
It's very important to separate those. Oh my goodness. Grishki. The greatest adventure is what lies ahead. Today and tomorrow are yet to be said. The chances, the changes are all yours to make. The mold of your life is in your hands to break. Welcome in, Grishki. Thank you for sharing your fantastic Kabila in here with us today. We are currently talking about depression here at the end of a Horatius happy hour. We're currently in the moment of talking about coping skills, both healthy and unhealthy. And I think we're sort of divulging into how those form, how they are used, and how to keep your unhelpful ones to a minimum.
Wow. As much of a minimum as you can. A minimum, not minimum. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I can. Aluminium. Or aluminum.
No one says that.
It's actually one of the original 6 names. The dude renamed it 6 different times. All of them are correct.
Goodness.
I'm not even kidding.
I believe you. I don't want to believe. But
antidepressants help you a lot. Fair.
I mean, shit, right?
I mean, yeah. I don't. Oh. Ooh. Okay. There you go. There's a way we can go down. Self-medicating.
Ah. Yes. I don't like those.
Me neither. Especially now that I've had time to sit and fucking think about it for a couple of years.
Yeah. I have for a long time have had very strong feelings about people who self-medicate without guidance, I'll say. You know what I mean? I think if you are self-medicating but you are transparent with your professionals about that, I think that could be acceptable, you know?
Yeah.
Because then at least everyone is aware, rather.
Well, it could be a starting point to correct treatment.
Yes. But I also am a very firm believer that neurological medicine is not required to treat depression all the time. I think there are certainly some people who, when they experience depression, are suffering a chemical imbalance, in which case the most effective direct means of, altering that imbalance is to, change the fucking math by inserting, medicine in to the equation. But I think whenever we're using medication to treat depression or anything really, it should always be accompanied by talk therapy and other forms of therapy.
Yeah. No, I absolutely 100% agree with that. You gotta confront your problems and actually work through them if you're gonna actually get anywhere.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I know that's probably incredibly vague, but
yeah. It's okay to be vague.
No.
So, are you diagnosed with depression?
No. And I will never claim to have it until I have an actual diagnosis in my hands.
Do you think that it's fair? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, self-diagnosis is also something I'm very much against in that same way.
I think I want to pick that concept up for a second, because I think it's acceptable to say that you're feeling depressed, right? Because again, to me, depression is an emotion. It's an emotional state, right? I have never been diagnosed with depression myself, but I have felt depressed. I know what that emotion feels like for me, and it doesn't feel the same way to everybody. But like, I think that's pretty normal to be like, hey, I'm feeling kind of depressed this week, or like today, or whatever. But like, I think it is a misstep to say I'm depressed, like I am having a major depressive episode, or like, oh, I am a depressed person, or something like that. Like whatever language you might use to describe yourself in a diagnostic fashion, I think that's a misstep.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that, and that's where I was going with that. Pretty much until you have pink slip in hand,
sure,
kind of thing. I think it's okay to say that you are.
Mm-hmm.
You got the brainworms going, kind of thing. Like, but until you have a full, actually back diagnoses, I don't think it's okay to just go out and self-diagnose. Like, Tumblr is a really bad example of that.
Yeah.
Remember everybody being like, I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert. That whole thing.
Yeah. Welcome in, Tenny. You mentioned anxiety as well, and I'm curious with you, when you feel most anxious, how is that different for you than when you're feeling depressed?
One puts me to sleep, one keeps me up.
Gotcha. So pretty traditional stimulant and depressant type of vibes?
Very much so. When I'm anxious, I absolutely get my heart is too loud.
Yeah.
Feelings. And it's really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
As a result. Like onset panic attacks kind of thing, which I only realized they were after I had a really bad time with my mom before she cut me out of her life.
Yeah.
And I got full on triggered with it. And thankfully my husband was there. Because we literally went and got a hotel room instead while we were visiting. And I just crashed there for like 2 days afterwards. Like, it was bad. So unfortunately, I am intimately familiar with that.
So, being constructive,
cry.
Right? As someone who has experienced both, shallow bouts and intense bouts of depression, what's something that you would recommend to other people that they should consider trying if they haven't yet?
Big one, hobbies. Genuinely, like finding something that you can genuinely enjoy being lost in. It has been such a fucking game changer for me. The other thing I could think of possibly doing is I don't necessarily want to say surround yourself with friends, but friends do make carrying the burden a little bit easier.
I would say supports. I would modify that sentence only and say supports instead of friends. Because friends can be very helpful in supporting you through those trials, but also having people in your life whose purpose in your life is to support you, or at least can make their primary function to support you, can do what a friend can't sometimes.
No, I agree with that. I actually do agree with that.
I had a question earlier that I scratched off. Whatever. I'll reword it now. So when it comes to content and the depression that can come and the anxiety that is nearly always in the shadow behind you in content creation, what is something that you do as a content creator that wouldn't be available to all people necessarily, that is helpful for you when the anxiety or when the depression is around? What is something that you do there?
Rock and stone!
Well, ahoy to a pair of wonderful folks.
Thank you, Rover.
BLT5UP_SG.
Genuinely, the best thing about content creation is that I've got a fucking soapbox to get up on and let out a little steam every now and again, like and have people who are there and understand, right? The biggest thing I personally have been struggling with is like not apologizing all the time for things.
Fair.
Thanks, Brain, for that. But yeah, no, genuinely, most people don't have pretty much their own open soapbox at any point in time. It doesn't mean it's okay to go and trauma dump on somebody or loads of people.
Yeah.
But like, it's nice to have a stage to let off a little steam.
Yeah, I think with moderation, that is a very healthy outlet.
It's nice. It's the stand-up comedian thing. It's like, I have stories and I can talk about my trauma this way.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. Let's all tell a story and have a laugh at this thing that used to make me super sad.
Yeah. Right. It makes it more bearable.
For sure.
Yeah, it makes it bearable.
So full disclosure, chat, we're coming up here on the end of the show. But I wanted to turn it over to you, Tia. I wanted to hand the mic to you fully, and what is something that you have always wanted to ask me? Because you asked a question earlier, but I'm like, I want you to really dig and see if is there something that you always wanted to ask but never felt emboldened enough to do so? I give you full privileges to fire at will.
Okay. You also grew up rural like me, so here's the one that sticks with me. What is your religious trauma?
Religious trauma.
As an educated individual who went out into the rest of the world and learned it isn't always like that.
I can.
What is yours?
I'm going to answer a different question while I come up with the answer to the one you asked. What made me question my faith was actually really simple. And that's that I was at church young, and I there's some part of one of the prayers where they were like, suffered at the hands of Pontius Pilate, died and was buried, and 3 days later he rose again, blah blah blah. And I approached the pastor afterwards and I said, what is Pontius Pilate? Because to me, I heard Pontius 'S Pilate. So a guy named Pontius, his Pilate. But apparently the dude's name is Pontius Pilate. I just heard him wrong. So thought that there was someone who was a fucking airplane pilot in ancient Rome, who was named Pontius or whatever. So I was like, what is Pontius Pilate? He's like, and he just answered the question in the worst way he could have. He just said, it's Pontius's Pilate. Like, he just said the fucking question back to me as the answer. And so because of that, I was like, well, if this motherfucker can't answer who the fuck killed Jesus Christ, then this whole thing is clearly a bunch of bullshit, and I immediately lost my faith for that. I was like, if this thing falls apart under this much scrutiny, then fuck it.
Right. Oh, God.
But I would say my most religious trauma, it was John Bon Jovi. Of course it fucking was. My most religious trauma was repeatedly not being able to go and see my friends because I had Wednesday night church school after regular school. Couple that with a summer where I went to go visit a cousin of mine, and he was at a summer camp, which sounded super fun, and then I get there and it's a fucking Jesus camp. And they said, I want to go home. And they were like, you can't, like, your aunt's at work right now. And I'm like, you don't understand. I want to go home. So fucking, I literally sat at a picnic table and did not join the festivities for 4 hours until my aunt could get out of work and come pick me up.
Ugh. God.
But yeah. That's the best answer I can give you there.
You know what? That's fair and honest. All I can say is I grew up Mormon.
Oh.
And I'm going to leave it at that.
Oh, boy.
Again, Northern Arizona, Southern Utah.
Right. So before we wrap things up, Tia, can you sort of advertise yourself, and as I point everyone to the pinned message where people can go check out Tia Singer's Twitter, Twitch, and shop merchandise store page?
Sure. Hi, I'm Tia Singer, host of End of the World Radio, 169.9 GBLN. My general...
Oh, because it's Goblin.
Yeah! And it has to be a 4-letter acronym.
Yeah.
So, like, my general vibes are very chill. We play a lot of story-driven games, and we have a lot of candid discussions that typically involve a lot of music, because music makes the medicine go down better. You can check me out at those links there, and if I'm your cup of tea, feel free to stay around, say hello. Be warned, we offer all the love, but we take no shit.
Fair enough. Well, thank you very much for being here again, Tia. Do you have anyone that you'd like to see us raid with this community today, or?
Oh, let me see who is even live right now. Ooh, we've got some really good options, actually. How about we go say hi to Poffle, because she's live right now.
Oh yeah, can you shoot me a link? Oh no, Poffle Cake, right?
Yeah, Poffle Cake. Yeah.
We'll go visit Poffle. Poffle's playing some Tekken. Man, I haven't talked to Poffle in a minute. It'll be nice to go hang out with them for a while.
Poffle's lovely.
Agreed. All right, we have raid. Our raid message is, as always, Dwarf raid. But we'll throw in the Dwarf plus Goblin raid.
Undergrounders unite.
Truly. If you aren't subbed to the channel, this one will work for you just dandy. If you are subbed to the channel, please feel free to rock the Booty Quake version. Posting it now. But I've been Horatius the Dwarf. We'll be back live.
And I've been Tia Singer.
No, that's awesome. That's so good. No, it's so good because normally I have to prompt motherfuckers to step in, and you just like know your shit enough to be like, and there's the gap, go for it. No, that was perfect. It was perfect. No notes. No, it was excellent. Take care, everybody. I'll see you guys either at the latest on Saturday.
You broke comedy down to its bare
for our regular scheduled streams, or if I find out that I'm a Twitch partner sometime this week, I'll make big stupid posts about it. You'll see it everywhere, and we'll probably stream several times during the work week. But as always, take care, and it's time to get out of my mind.
Oh, good.